39 players started. We've got 5 rounds of Swiss to sort out. And in round 3, we've got a pretty good pairing for you. On the left is going to be Troy King. Troy has played on camera before. Troy played the very interesting Lingering Souls version of Jund a few weeks ago. Troy goes to college out of town in Columbus, so he only makes it back for FNMs over the holidays. So it's good to see him back in town. He'll be here for the next few weeks. And his opponent is another regular, Brandon Gibbs. He's been on the stream multiple times before playing Blue-White Humans, but he has switched over to Blue-White Control. So this should be a pretty interesting matchup between two fairly balanced and fairly well-matched decks, both trying to make the game go long and then win from there. For those of you who've been watching live on the stream, I do apologize. I was trying to pick Joseph Deal and Brett Rose because Joseph is playing Curses tonight, and he is undefeated, but unfortunately Joseph has decided not to play on camera, so that is not an option. So we go to this matchup. Both of these players are 1-1 tonight. But again, it is early, 1-1, still drawing live to the top 8. So thanks again for those of you who have stuck around with us. I'm by myself tonight, as all of our other co-commentators are either at home in the tournament or otherwise detained. It's a good problem to have when nobody wants to skip FNM and come in here in the broom closet and talk about wizard fighting. I'd much rather they be out there playing, but it does mean there will be some downtime, some dead air from time to time as I sort out all the behind the scenes nonsense. And I've mentioned it before, I will mention it again. I'm incredibly tired this week, so do not be surprised if I just get loopy and start talking about whatever I want to talk about, or ignore things in the match. No one watches this stream for its top tier commentary and coverage anyway. It's likely not going to be a factor, but I'm warning you ahead of time. So Jund with Lingering Souls versus Blue-White Control should be an excellent matchup between two good players, two good decks. Hopefully should have a good match. Last round, if you're just joining us or if you're watching this by itself on YouTube, last round we had a stream first, which is that we had not one, not two, but 3 feature matches, as both our original match and the replacement match lasted all of 10 minutes total. Oh, that's not true. 10 minutes each, I should say. Excuse me. So we're off to the races here. Turn 1, Thought Scour from Brandon. Milling an Augur of Bolas and Dissipate, the art from the original printing in Mirage. Brandon's deck likely not going to do much proactively. It is, of course, a standard blue-white control deck. Not sure if it's more of a tap-out control or a kind of a flash or typical draw-go version, but we will see shortly. We do see a Deathrite Shaman get Essence scattered on Troy's turn 2. Obviously, Deathrite Shaman, a format, an all-star in 3 formats, can do a lot of work in this matchup. Can basically counteract Snapcaster mages, as well as doing a fair amount of damage on its own. Well, people in the chat saying the only reason they watch is for the commentary, which is good to hear. I would, again, I doubt that any of this is good, but I have a good time doing it. Turn 4, end of turn Angel. Seems good. Brandon's going to start beating in there. Like I said, both of these decks are pretty well balanced and both set up for the late game, so Brandon might just be pounding in, might just convert himself to the beatdown here. I know there's a Dreadbore in Troy's hand, which is exactly what we see there. Brandon can likely respond at least with an unsummon, if not a counter. Going to Thought Scour himself in response. milling an Azorius Charm and an Augur Bolus, and drawing. I don't see what he drew. Might have been a Hallowed Fountain, but then again, it might not have been. Unsummoned does the job as well. So Dreadbore turns into a tempo card, but at least keeps the threat off the table. I'm going to see another Deathrite. Yep, another Deathrite Shaman. See if Brandon has an answer. Doesn't look like he does. And the turn passes back. Chat also pointing out that this is the Battle of the Hoodies. It is collegiate sports affiliated hoodie versus designer clothing hoodie. An epic battle if I ever saw one. So Troy's going to start eating Brandon's graveyard there. Brandon will no doubt have plenty of targets for the Deathrite Shaman, as most of his deck is instance. This is not necessarily a controlled deck. In seeing it in action, this is more of a blue-white flash. I would not be surprised to see Runechanter's Pike at some point, but nevertheless, there will be a lot of instance in Brandon Gibbs' graveyard throughout this game. So Troy looking for some business here. He's got, he hasn't missed a land drop, but he hasn't done anything short of casting 2 Deathrite Shamans and an ill-fated Dreadbore. Trying desperately to mount some kind of offense, but to be fair, Brandon not really applying that much pressure with a single Restoration Angel. So we're going to try to Dreadbore this thing again. Attempt number 2. And for the second time, Brandon responds by bouncing his own creature. This is not necessarily how Troy drew it up, but trading for an unsummon, much better than trading for a counterspell, I think, in these situations. Troy's going to be very aggressive here with his Death Riding, doing it on his turn at sorcery speed. I think at that point, I would have waited for Brandon to tap out for the Angel that you know he's going to cast, just so that there's no Snapcaster shenanigans. Deathrite Shaman is a card that I must admit I did not see how valuable it was until the professionals broke it, basically. But the incidental graveyard hate that you get with a card like this is just cannot be overlooked. You can mainboard it, it's never dead. You're seeing in Legacy and Modern how the fetch land mana base just makes it the best Birds of Paradise ever. It blocks Goblin Lackeys. It just absolutely destroys any graveyard deck. Pretty good Magic card. You heard it here first, folks. Breaking news coverage and in-depth card analysis. Deathrite Shaman is a heck of a Magic card. In other news, the sky is also blue, the Pope was Catholic, and water is still wet. Looks like another Angel from Brandon. Of course, you can't blink the other Angel, not that it matters, as it is a non-Angel creature. Piles in with the creatures, dropping Troy all the way down to 5. He's dead on board. Brandon's got a full grip of goodies, including a Snapcaster. So Bonfire not good enough here. Looks like an Olivia. Nope, Huntmaster. Huntmaster is relevant as it will put him up to 7 life and out of the range of the Alpha strike next turn. But still probably not the answer that he was looking for. For a minute there, it looked like he was fishing out a Garrick Relentless, and I thought I had made a crucial mistake, but no. It was, in fact, the aforementioned Huntmaster. Here's an interesting tidbit for you. Huntmaster of the Fells, or at least the word Huntmaster, in German, is Jägermeister. It's not Jägermeister, it has a D in it, for whatever reason. But pretty fun. If that card was if that card actually translated to Jägermeister, foil German Huntmasters would be worth $1 million. Kind of like foil French delays. If you don't know what a delay translated in French is, look that one up on the Google. Go to your internets and look that one up. I used to play back in Prophecy, where the card foil existed, which is Counterspell, and at the time a foil version of foil was also very valuable. Some of these cards that are very expensive for no real reason. So there's a thinker going on here, and I'm not sure exactly what is up. Not sure exactly whose turn it is. Maybe it is Troy's turn, and he's deciding if he wants to tap out or if he wants to eat something with the Deathrite Shaman. While he's thinking about that, we'll talk about who's doing well tonight. Well, maybe not, because here comes a Snapcaster. Nope, Pike. Pike kills him. Pike straight kills him. If he has an Abrupt Decay, that one will work. But, Abrupt Decay will take out the Pike. I'm not sure what we're thinking about here, because I think he's just dead. I think most of his removal is the sorcery speed. Yeah, I think Brandon was playing around a sequence of cards that Troy just doesn't have. So I guess that's fine, because he'd attack for 4 with his Huntmaster and Wolf and double Deathrite activation, so it could put him down to 12, and then Brandon could, I guess, die to burn spells should Troy untap and get to untap somehow, living through that attack. So good to be cautious, but like I said, I think Troy's answers were mostly sorcery speed, so it ended up being irrelevant. So the Blue-White Flash deck of Brandon Gibbs moves to 1-0 in this round 3 matchup. Like I said, let's talk about some of the other decks that are doing well tonight. Joseph Deal, as I previously mentioned, with Red-Black Curses, is 2-0. He's playing against Brett Rose, who Brett hasn't been here in a while. His work schedule has not allowed him to make an appearance. I believe he's still playing what he was playing prior to his absence, which was Esper Tokens. Also undefeated is Austin Stewart. I do not know what Austin is playing. He's playing against Brandon Hart, who tonight I believe is playing Esper Planeswalkers. Adam Vickers, who we saw in round 2, he is 2-0 with American Midrange, or American Flash. And he's playing against Nick Reed, who we also saw in round 3. I think we saw half the shop in round 3. Nick also playing American Flash. So, battle of those two decks. At table number 3, at table 4, Alec Myers. We saw him in round 1. He is still undefeated with, you guessed it, American Flash / Midrange. He's up against John Dunlap, who's playing Red Deck Wins. And I'm going to look outside and see if that match is still going on. If it's over, then it's probably John. Yep, so they're still playing. Do not know. I forgot to do the time again. What's the point of me setting all this stuff up if I'm not going to use it? So, while these gentlemen are sideboarding... Oh, we had another one, Brandon Hodge, who's been co-commentating with me, playing Brandon Hart's Naya mid-range deck. He's up against Charles Ellington. I do not know what Charles is playing. do not know what he's playing. But 5 gentlemen, or 10 gentlemen, still 2-0. So best of luck to them. So 2 orders of business to talk about while these gentlemen sideboard. First of all, I've mentioned it several times tonight. I will mention it yet again. If you want to win our weekly giveaway for a playset of rock, paper, scissors cards, the kind that we use to start every feature match here at the Lost Legion FNM stream. It's very simple. Just go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the giveaway post, which I made during round 2. It is the most recent post on the page. How you enter is very simple. Step 1, you like the page. Step 2, you comment on the post. A comment on the post earns you 1 entry. If you share the post on your own timeline, that gets you 3 more. And we will draw next week for that winner, and we will draw this week we will draw at the end of this round for this week's winner. Also, I need to figure out some other way of giving out promotional goodies. We do still have some prize support from the store left, but I do not know exactly how to give it out because, long story short, we used to give away stuff on Twitter, and for whatever reason, people are just not interested in getting on Twitter. The best week I ever got like 20 people on Twitter to participate. My worst week on Facebook is like 40 people. So I've been somewhat hesitant to go back to Twitter. So we will figure out something sooner or later, and figure out how to give those out to you. Previously, in the previous round, Brandon Hodge, while I was stepping out to get another feature mask, asked everyone to suggest celebrities that they thought I looked like, and someone mentioned Grizzly Adams. So there you go. That was the picture that was posted in the stream. So, oops, there he is. That's my beard hero. One Mr. Grizzly Adams. Oh, top-notch Magic content, yet again, as I break away from the stream coverage to talk about my stupid beard again. So these guys are still shuffling up. Brandon 1 game to the good against the Jund Lingering Souls deck. Let's take a quick check-in at the chat to see what's up. Hashtag screw Twitter. It's always good. Oh, there's a question. There's a question in the chat about, are we doing any local player altered and signed cards again? Last week we wanted to give away a Tree of Redemption altered in a Christmas theme by one Max Turner. Beloved stream regular. Unfortunately, that did not happen due to some logistical things, but Max has confirmed that he does have the tree, so we'll be giving it away this week. So the winner of the rock, paper, scissors cards will also be winning the signed altered card by Max. I'm trying to figure out some way of giving out a prize here to people watching on the stream. Might come up with some kind of trivia question or something, because I would like to reward people who are actually watching us. That seems like a good kind of thing to do. I think I have a promo Pillar of Flame in my bag that I could give away. So I will think of a good trivia question, stream related, and ask that probably next round. Let's talk about the Magic game that's going on here. Turn 2 Farseek resolves, and Troy fixes his mana. The White Splash for the aforementioned Lingering Souls, which seems really good. It's a similar strategy to the one you see in the Jund decks in Modern. Troy's just ported it over to Standard, and it does the same kind of good. Looks like Souls is what's going to come down here. Souls attempted. Now Brandon decides if it sticks. I see an Essence Scatter in his hand. Essence Scatter will not work in this situation, so it looks like it does stick. So there's some pressure from Troy. The chat also saying I look like James Harden. I think I'm also suggesting a truncation of Beard Hero just to Beardo. I'm on board with literally all of these things. Alright, so another Farseek from Troy. Fixes his mana, pounds in with the Souls token. See if he's going to flash it back. I imagine he would. Seems like a good spot to do it and use your mana effectively. He's not going to, though. In fact, it was Brandon's turn. I completely missed that interaction as I got lost in some chat nonsense. Question in the chat about whether any players play with their lands in front of their permanents. Oh, yes. Yes, we do have some of those. A little bit of trivia for you. That was actually the way the game was taught. If you go back to like a 3rd edition rulebook, like a revised rulebook, that was actually how the rulebook, well, not the rulebook I should say, but the little thing that came in the starter decks that taught you how to play, the rules card or the information card, did suggest that. So that is an old way of playing. I think it's just a griefer at this point, but what do I know? What do I care? So remember, recap post on Facebook every week. Don't have anything written down this week. We'll put the thing about the Max Turner deck challenge. As I've mentioned it previously, Max is letting you pick what deck he plays next week for FNM. Look for the post on Facebook. And also in the recap tomorrow, there'll be a poll up this weekend and we will pick what deck he will play. It's your chance to get in on the discussion. A lot of good recommendations so far. So go to our Facebook page and look for that post from back on Wednesday, I believe, and get in on the action. So, 2 Lingering Souls have been doing work, as the kids would say. Pounding in for a total of 6. This would make 8. The Restoration Angels have not stuck this game, making it much more difficult for Brandon to apply pressure. Question in the chat from our own Max Turner, who's participating. See, that's the joy of our chat or our stream, as we see a Thragtusk get dissipated. You can watch Star City, and yes, you will see pros playing good decks and with high stakes, but none of those pros will be at home. Sometimes interacting with you in the chat. Max asking if the winner of the deck, whoever submits the deck list or whoever's deck we pick, do they win some form of prize? I'm sure that's something that we can look into. As of right now, I have not made allowances for that. But as we sort this idea out, we will surely come to some resolution on that matter. So I would encourage everyone to participate. First of all, because it's just fun to haggle about decks. You could possibly win something. You can see Max Turner play your concoction next week, the 21st of December, on this very magic stream. Four mana means Olivia. Olivia on the stack, very unlikely that it will resolve. Brandon has 7 cards. It's and no business, so it's very likely that this is getting Essence Scattered. Essence Scatter, another card that's not seeing... that didn't see a lot of play in previous iterations because Mana Leak was around, but a very good card. Pillar taking out the Snapcaster. Brandon Hodge is back. Are we 3-0?
We are 3-0.
Living the dream. It's the karma you're getting by co-commentating.
Fair enough. Then I will co-commentate every time.
So you took out, don't tell me, Charles Ellington. What was Charles playing?
Mirror, actually.
Oh, he was playing Naya as well?
No, actually it wasn't Naya. It was just green-white.
Green-white aggro.
I take that back, yeah.
It's good to see Charles doing well. He's one of the players that has not been playing all too long.
Good.
That group of, that car that comes every week from Marmette is doing pretty good
John
tonight.
Souls?
Yeah, Troy goes to college in Columbus. He only gets to come back for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And over Thanksgiving, he almost won the whole thing. I believe they chopped, but he made it to the finals, or at least the top 4, by playing this Jund deck that has Lingering Souls in it.
Fair enough.
It's very similar to the modern deck. I love it because the one problem that the Jund deck has is a little bit of tempo. And Lingering Souls, obviously, is the...
The streak continues, Zach. I've yet to win a die roll.
Well, I wouldn't complain about it too much.
It's now 22 games in a row.
22? You've been keeping... Do you have like a little diary
Absolutely.
that you keep them all in?
And there's probably more than that, but I just noticed that I just don't win die rolls, so I was like, I'm going to start counting them, and since I've done it, I've lost 22 in a row.
Well, there's a lot of discussion down in the chat as we are bursting at the seams here with 49 viewers. We're just crushing it.
Fair enough.
I mean, we're only 2,200 behind Star City, but I think that we've got them right where we want them, I'll tell you that. So let's fill you in on what's going on here. So Troy is playing this Jund Souls deck. In this game, he has done the following. He resolved Farseeks, resolved the front half of Lingering Souls, and attacked Brandon 7 times.
They just resolved the second half of Lingering Souls. So
Yes.
a lot of action.
Yeah. We saw an Olivia that didn't resolve. Nighthawk traded it with the Restoration Angel. Pillar of Flame took out a Snapcaster. But basically, Brandon has a full grip of cards and no business. And Troy is just beating him down.
Once again, I am mesmerized by the intelligence of our stream here. They just told me, die roll, all games should start with rock, paper, scissors.
Well, that is...
Maybe I should just...
You did open yourself up to that ridicule, and I can't blame the chat. The chat is on
no
ball.
can defense logic.
No. You might have seen earlier, I have a new big old bag full of them.
I saw that.
I've reloaded. I've got a lot more to give out. As I've mentioned in the past, we'll talk about it a little bit later, Star City Games Open Series coming to Columbus the 5th and 6th of January. I don't have a graphic made up. I should.
Facebook page on this? Such an epic thing to share.
I could do
that. That is a cardboard castle that I built.
You built this?
Yes.
Okay, we'll try to get this on the stream here a little bit later.
Tell me when you're a kid you wouldn't want a cardboard fort like that.
I spent a fair amount of time in just in a giant refrigerator box. So that would be an upgrade. So we'll show you what Brandon's talking about shortly. Let's see what the other Brandon Gibbs, has going on in this game. He has resolved an end of turn Angel. Now let's see if he can muster any offense to go with it.
Nevermore. Or Detention Sphere. Seems really good right now.
Yep. The Detention Sphere is not in this graveyard.
There must just not be a way to bring it back, so it's not really that important.
He has, if that comes up, I don't think it really matters because the tokens aren't coming back. Yep. But yeah, so the Detention Sphere is really, really good in that spot. Somebody in the chat mentioning that it's 3 a.m. where they live. I'm going to do some quick math in my head. That means it's 6 hours ahead, which means it's, I don't know, that sounds like Germany or Scandinavia. It would be 2 o'clock in the UK, Spain and France, I think. We have a guess of Sweden, so if Rainbow can...
Vampire Knight.
Sweden it is! It is surprising to me that I don't know exactly what the breakdown of the people who watch the stream is. It's not like I have that information on where they're located. But there are more... The percentage of people who watch from Scandinavia is very surprising to me. Because, first of all, it's like half a world away. It just cracks me up. And the second of all, it's like 3 in the morning there. So very dedicated.
If you're going to be up at 3 in the morning, you might as well be up at 3 in the morning watching this stream.
I mean, I've said it before, and I will say it again, as Brandon takes control of this game here with that Detention Sphere. Troy's deck has not been doing him any favors. as he has not drawn a lot of business. He lost the first game simply because he just never drew any business. But that is something
that is the risk you run when you run a deck that is absolutely around Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
I mean, being John, I would like to think he's got a...
No, he has a high end. He's got Olivia's and Thragtusk and everything else. Now, both of those have gotten countered this game, so it's not like he hasn't drawn completely dead, but... But I was going to finish my thought earlier. I know I'm super biased and said this doesn't really mean anything, but if I wasn't commentating, if this wasn't my stream and this was something I found on the internet, I would watch it literally all the time. Because there's just enough like real Magic content that I would be interested, but we pride ourselves on not taking ourselves way too seriously. Sometimes we talk about beards. Olivia.
It's just the amazing. I mean, it's not even really beards. It's epic beards. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I would like to say we're ahead of the beard curve.
I can't argue with you.
Did Olivia resolve, or is they still?
I think Brandon's thinking about it. I can't see what's in his hand.
I wouldn't see him leaving Olivia on the board regardless.
He's already snapped back his Essence Scatter. His draw has been somewhat counter-light. I mean, I know he has resolved to dissipate and 2 Essence Scatters, but I mean, he does have access to a lot more than that.
Allie Browning, don't worry, I'm in the military. I can't have a beard.
Are you on active duty?
I am in the National Guard, but I do it full time.
Okay. So is that a
yeah, we can't have facial
can't
hair.
have facial
All we have is a mustache that can't go past the corners of our mouth.
And we all know that's
not fun.
That doesn't look good on anybody. So after deliberation, Snapcaster Dissipate is the course of action.
My question is, what would make him think that one about that? That seems like an auto dissipate.
Well, I think I don't know what's in his hand, but he may have a counterspell in his hand, and he's deciding if he wants to snap counterspell or if he wants to just hard counterspell it. There is a pike in his hand, so this might be the game. Is there 1, 2, 3? I think there are 3.
That 3's enough.
No, he's at 9.
I was looking at. Okay, I was switching their lines back. I apologize.
Yeah. So there's one more. So this will put Troy at 1, I believe.
Why not swing the other Snapcaster? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he was. Nope, it is. I guess I miscounted one.
There must be one hidden.
So Brandon Gibbs gets there with his blue-white flash deck. The deck is pretty nasty. It doesn't let you resolve anything. Snapcaster Mage is a heck of a card. Just so much card economy out of that. So congratulations to him. He moves to 3-0. You're at 3-0. There are going to be 3 other 3-0s following this round. I think Joseph Deal won. He was playing Curses. That deck is fun. I tried to get him on camera, but he did not want to play on camera, which is disappointing because his deck is the most fun. But speaking of other fun decks, you should help Max Turner pick his deck. I should have made a screen for this, but I didn't have time. It's a very busy work week for me this week. But go to our Facebook page, look for the discussion. I'll post it in the chat, I think. Well, first we want to show that picture you had up there. You want to show this castle you made?
Before we do this, I'm going to throw a self-promo out there.
You're going to self-promo me?
Yeah, Jimmy Colorado says, thank you for your service. I just want to say, it's, the fact that we can do stuff like this is the reason I do what I do in the military, so we can have the freedoms to sit and play Magic and look at this sweet fort I built.
Okay, my technology is failing me just a little bit, but we'll get it out in here. I can do it more, oh, come on. I could do it low-tech, but the problem is that my computer will crash.
Yeah, that's not good. That is a cardboard castle that
Who's this fella?
That is another member that I work with, another soldier.
Who are these guys?
And don't worry about those guys. If it shows you how big this castle is, the gentleman standing behind is about 6'1".
Oh, so that's pretty fun. Is it like a pre-made thing, or did y'all make it from scratch?
We made it from scratch, straight out of cardboard boxes.
Dang it, I accidentally just shut my Facebook. Oh, well,
with
it is
just
what
a
it
ton
is.
of whiteout on it.
All right, so, look at this thing that's happening now.
Oh, that's cool.
Non-stop production value out of us. You know what I'm going to do, Brandon? Why don't you talk about something?
I'm sure I can find something to talk about.
I'm going to step outside and figure out if we can find another match.
But, yeah, I mean, I had the ability to make a cardboard castle. Who would not want to make a cardboard castle? I mean, it was just amazing. But anyway, we look at like I said, the blue-white flash deck is, honestly, in my opinion, probably one of my favorite decks right now. I was a big Delver player, and obviously this deck is nowhere near the level that Delver was. But I mean, it just seems good. Jerry Thompson's playing a lot. I can guarantee he's playing it at the Invitational right now. Then again, I could be wrong. But anyway. Once again, we are here at Lost Legends Games and Comics in beautiful South Charleston, West Virginia. We just finished round 3 of Friday Night Magic. Hopefully we're not finished. Hopefully we can get another match underway. Trying to, and I apologize for my periods of non-talking. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here.
Not going to happen.
We are not going to get one.
No, like everybody's done.
Well, then hopefully we'll just get next round's match quicker.
You can hope for that.
Yeah.
I mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. Since we're down to like one giveaway a week, if you want to win, play a set of rock, paper, scissors cards. They're awesome, and they're free for you. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Pro tip, if you just go to ZachSellsMagic.com, it'll redirect you there. I spent my $12 on GoDaddy. I've had that for 2 years and done nothing with it. So look for the giveaway post, like the page, that gets you entered. Comment on the post, gets you 1 entry. Share the post on your timeline, gets you 3 more entries. Let's switch back to the studio, Cam. Let's give away this week's. You want to do that?
That sounds like a good idea.
More importantly, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake, but these are in fact the giveaways from last week. I will not show the individuals.
Yeah, that's not a show address.
But they are going off today.
I can verify that. They're stamped and everything.
They are. Well, most people who get them make some kind of comment on their Facebook page or something like that. So let's get out the random number generator, and I will pile into my spreadsheet that has. Well, I can guess it like this way. Any guesses, Brandon? I know you haven't. You probably have not been watching the stream religiously, but any guesses as to how many people you think are participating in this week's rock paper scissors giveaway?
Let's see. If I had to guess, I would say 80.
Well, overshot the mark slightly, but the last few weeks we've been running in the 40 to 50 range. Mm-hmm. This week 62, I believe.
Okay, I wasn't too far off.
No, you were very optimistic.
Shot in the dark.
I assumed you were going to go with maybe like 20 or 30, and then I would sound like a big man when I said we had 40 people. But unfortunately, now I feel bad about myself. No, so 62 people have participated.
Make them feel like crap.
62 people. We will generate the number randomly here. So, Brandon, can you confirm what that number is?
That number is 42.
So that is Mitchell Estep. So congratulations to him. He is the winner of this week's rock, paper, scissors giveaway. If you want to win your own, go over to Facebook literally stop what you're doing right now. Mm-hmm. If you're watching live, take a few minutes, go over to Facebook. We won't feel offended. And if you're watching on YouTube, obviously you're still eligible. A lot of questions I get about the giveaways. Number 1, I live overseas. Am I eligible? Answer, absolutely. Because it costs me about $1 to mail just a card in an envelope to anywhere in the world. It cost me 50 cents to mail it to the next county over. If I mailed this to you, I could walk to your house. Brandon and I actually live fairly close together. If I mailed this to you, it would cost me 45 cents. Mm-hmm. If I mail it overseas, it costs me 85 cents. So you are eligible. Number 2, I watch on YouTube. Can I still get in on the drawing? Absolutely, but you only have until the next week. So it's December the 14th. So next week's drawing will be the 21st. So you have until the tournament starts on the 21st to get in on next week's drawing to win a play set of rock, paper, scissors cards.
And what better incentive to make you not believe in the Mayan calendar disaster than getting rock, paper, scissors in the mail?
It will be on the day of. Won't it be on the day of the end of the world?
Yeah, it'll be the day of, the 21st.
So we will be having our end of the world party here on the Lost Legion live stream. Trying to talk about, we talked about two other potential giveaways. I wanted to try and figure out some giveaway for the stream that someone's talking about they want to win just so that I will hear pronounce their name, because here's the deal: a lot of our Scandinavian brethren who are watching have a very lengthy names with a lot of vowel sounds and accent marks that the traditional English speaker is not familiar with. So that will be very funny.
And we will attempt to try to say it.
Well, one gentleman actually who won this week's, he has a name that is not necessarily a gimme, but I guessed right when I announced it on the stream. He told me. So last week's winner was obviously Michael Calazos from Florida. He won the rock, paper, scissors. He joins what I think is only a two-person club of winning both the Twitter and Facebook giveaways. He's won both promotional cards. He won a Restoration Angel a few weeks ago, and he won a play set of rock, paper, scissors cards. So congratulations to him. And then Luke Blankenship from Virginia, he won promo Cathedral of War, and I chucked in another promo. I can't remember what it was, just because it took me so long to get it out. I felt like
that's mighty wonderful.
So this week, the winner of the Facebook giveaway will receive their own playset of rock, paper, scissors cards, along with a little trend we've been doing here the last few weeks, having local players sign and altar cards, because that's fun. For Thanksgiving, we had Adam Vickers alter a Absence Pilgrim, because it was a pilgrim for Thanksgiving. This week will be Max Turner altering and signing a Tree of Redemption Christmas tree thing. So it should be fun. Also, Michael, this is the first time I have a picture I'll post on the Facebook page afterwards, but this is the first time I had someone ask me to autograph the rock, paper, scissors cards. So I sent that to him, which I think is fun. I did write the website on one of them because I think it's fun because...
I do want to comment on the stream, unless I missed something, where they said, Bill, you're my favorite character in King of the Hill. If you're referring to my country accent, that is an awesome comment. That is amazing. Like that...
Where are you from originally?
Mason County, West Virginia.
Okay, Mason. Mason County is on the river north of Cabell. So it's like
right on the Ohio border.
Yeah, due east, a little bit north of here. Not even what I would say the thickest of the accents in the state.
It's much worse
to
when
go
you
south.
electronically.
Go south to the coal fields, and then it's a different language down there.
And anything that has the letter I ends up with the letter A, so it's light, right, and tight.
Yes.
It is what it
That's
is.
also Eastern Kentucky.
Okay, so he was referring to me. That is amazing. That was clever, and I appreciate it.
I was trying to think of a classic bit of stream trivia that we could ask the people in the chat, and then whoever got it right would receive this week's promo.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of a good question. I might have to think of that off the air.
This one might be easy, but I may have one.
You may have one. You can write it down there, and then write it down. That way we know if it's. So we've already talked about it before, but I'll talk about it again. Max Turner next week has volunteered to play a deck chosen by the stream community. So go to our Facebook page, look for that. There'll be more information tomorrow. The post I made for that was, I think, on Wednesday, so that would have been the 5th, the 4th, or the 5th. So look for that post. There's a big conversation about it. Get it on that. Tomorrow I'll be putting up a poll. We'll pick probably 3 or 4 decks to narrow it down to, and then next week we'll start building him a deck collectively. We'll start haggling over a list. So get there, and there's also the possibility that we might be giving a giveaway to whoever's deck we actually choose. So look into that. I don't know if I know the answer to that.
You know the 2, right?
Yes. What was the one before that? Are you 100% positive of that?
Not 100%. We can research it, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay. I was hoping to do something that had to do with the stream, but even then I couldn't remember exactly what all these things run into my head. I was trying to think of maybe who's won the most or who's lost the most on camera. Cannot think of it.
I am actually 0-2 on camera here.
In the shop?
Yeah, in the shop.
You did very well down at
States.
At States, yeah. So Max Turner in the stream has a good question. Let me see if he texted it to me. Why don't you text it to me, Max? Okay, I will ask this question. Well, I can't ask that question because it's too obvious now. But We'll figure something out. I don't want to get too distracted about this
Pretty
thing.
sure this is right there.
I'm curious whether we use that for a question or not. I'm very curious to look that up. We'll check it out after the fact. I'll do the research and get back with you at the next round. But interesting things to talk about. So let's talk about other business to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Stream information. So obviously this is the 14th. Next week is the 21st. As of right now, I plan on doing yet another stream. Obviously we will not be interacting with, or we will not be conflicting with Star City's Invitational next week, so we should be back to our normal numbers. Like I said last week, we got up to 181 people on the stream, which is pretty cool for us. But then the 28th, which is the week after Christmas, but before New Year's, obviously, assuming we're still here and the Mayans were not correct, that will be the week I plan on taking off. So we might not have that. But then there also might be a chance where I just come in and have it anyway. I don't know. But anyway, also so that gets us through the first of the year, the first weekend of January. And I'll try to have a graphic about this next week, and we've mentioned it on our webpage. It will be in the recap as well.
That is right.
It is correct?
That is correct.
Okay. You just looked it up?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the question we're going to ask. Only for people currently watching in the stream. It is not stream related, but it is a very interesting question. The first person to correctly answer in the stream is the winner, and then you can send me your information. You will win a promo Pillar of Flame, and well, actually, let's give out the signed and altered Tree of Redemption with this one.
Sounds good.
Let's reward the people who actually watch the stream.
Then Max can't play.
And Max is not eligible to play. Max is not eligible. What did I say I was going to write down? Oh, the Star City game. Yeah. Well, let me just finish this up. Star City Game Open Series is coming to Columbus, Ohio. That's only 2 hours from Charleston, and a lot of us will be making the trip. Are you going up there?
I will be.
Okay, so Brandon will be there. A lot of the guys from the shop are going. I plan on going and being there for a couple of days. I'm not sure if I'm going to play an event or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but we will be there. So if anybody's local, you're watching on YouTube, you've watched in the past, on Facebook, whatever, for friends, it's a good chance to meet up with some of the people that you've seen on the stream. You can meet myself. Who knows? Might have a pocket full of rock, paper, scissors cards.
Might sign them.
Yeah, you might. I don't want that to be a thing.
Negative.
That comes up, but you can see the beard in person. You can get some sweet trades in. I'll play some Commander with you. We can do the Legacy will be had. Could be some fun. So definitely go out and check those out. If you haven't been to a big event like that, they're pretty fun to go to. I've actually never been to a Star City Invitational. I've been to multiple Grand Prix, but the last few Star Cities that have been close, I've had scheduling conflicts and haven't been able to go because they do come to DC. Pittsburgh, Columbus, and Cincinnati. They're all pretty close to us. So the 5th and the 6th, first weekend after the New Year. Mark your calendar, so to speak, and definitely let me know if you're coming. There's really no point in us not at least meeting up and chatting up and stuff like that. That is part of the fun of doing this. So now the trivia question: to win a signed and altered Tree of Redemption with a Christmas theme by Max Turner, and to also win a promo FNM Pillar of Flame. In the chat, first one to get it right. The last 3 cards in the standard to be banned. You must get all 3 of them. So fire away in the chat. We will eagerly await. I will take a long hard pull off this Orange Crush. This is another good thing about old Lost Legion here. It's a $1.50. It's comparable to... So we've got, so far, I will not be yelling out all the answers. So far, nobody's got it right.
The 2 of them are pretty consensus.
Yeah, they're 2 of them are pretty easy because it's only 2 summers ago. 2 so far, nobody has got it. Looks like we've got. Someone's asking about where Charleston is.
There's our answer.
Thrix6.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Stoneforge Mystic, and Skull Clamp. And we all the way back to Skull Clamp, which is interesting. That's why I was talking with you. I wanted to see if you were correct, because that's a long time ago. Mirrodin came out like 7 years ago or something? I mean, more than that, man.
Wizards of the Coast are not big on banning things in Standard.
Nope. They are not. And that tells you how bad Jace the Mind Sculptor was that they finally banned. And they banned Stoneforge, which I thought was like...
I thought that was a great band.
Well, my thing is that Stoneforge as a card is fine. Stoneforge is not broken. Batterskull is broken.
I mean, it was broken when you had 1/1 flying creatures that just kept coming, and you had swords.
Yeah, but the problem with Stoneforge Mystic was that it wasn't that it was a bad card. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just they printed 2 pieces of equipment that made it too good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when all you were tutoring up for was like adventuring gear or Basilisk Collar,
right.
It was a perfectly fair card. But like Batterskull shouldn't be a Magic card. Like, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to play a colorless 4/4 lifelinker that has evasion, basically, because you can bounce it, replayability.
But congratulations to Thrix6, you won.
Yep. So go ahead
right.
and send me if you're on Facebook, Thrix6. Go ahead and send me your information. Just personally send it to me, or send it to my page. You can send it to me on Twitter, direct message, or you can send it to my email address, ZachSellsMagic@gmail. So congratulations to him. He or she gets the Pillar of Flame promo, as well as the basically priceless Tree of Redemption altered art. I wanted to do, and if I find it before next week, I wanted to do a Tinderwall, because the art for Tinderwall, let's bring that up. That is the best art for a Christmas tree, in my opinion. This would be the perfect opportunity for that.
Nice.
That's a perfect one. But the problem with Tinderwall is it's actually kind of a chase common, because it's played in Belcher. But I have 4 of them. They're in my Belcher deck, but I don't have spares of them. So that's fun. I'll tell you this too. If you have more ideas on cool giveaways, how we can interact and stuff like that. Like I said, I do have a lot of prize support left. The shop is pretty generous about giving us promos and things like that. And eventually we're going to make Adam Vickers tokens, and we're going to have cool stuff. So if you have better ideas of how we can give those away, we'll always do the rock, paper, scissors giveaway on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But if you have any other ideas on how to give away cool stuff, feel free to let me know. I'm nothing.
Good trivia.
Huh?
That was a pretty good trivia.
It was a good trivia. I'm going to try and come up with some stream-related trivia for the future, so I can have that in the can. That if I want to ask something, I can just pile it up.
Fair enough.
Someone's suggesting that someone should alter Angus McKenzie with the Grizzly Adams theme. I'm on board with that. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Angus McKenzie.
That's new to me.
Are you familiar? It's from Legends. If there's a card that has a real name that you've never heard of, it's probably from Legends. This was an old card.
Oh, nice. There's not a lot of altering that would need to happen with
No, he's basically good to go.
That dude is Zach Evans.
You do need to change, if we're going for Grizzly Adams theme, you need to change the horned hat to more of like a, Jeremiah Johnson style. Thank you, JB. All right, so there we have it.
Magic players, round 4 pairings are up.
You heard it from the man himself. Round 4 pairings are up. You should know where you are. You're at table 1, squaring off against Brett Rose. He just won his Battle of the Undefeateds. There are
find out whether or not we have to play or not.
4 of you left. Yes, you'll have to look. I don't have any idea.
I've learned not to ask, Zach.
I don't have any idea. So, best of luck, Brandon. Like I said, there's 4 undefeateds left in the room. Brett Rose playing Esper Tokens, Brandon Hodge playing Naya Midrange, Nick Reed and Alec Myers both playing American Midrange. Oh, and then Brandon Hart, he's got paired down, but he's playing Esper Planeswalkers. He's also undefeated. So we'll go out here and try to find another feature match like I've been saying all night. For whatever reason, when I switch to the feature match camera, the stream does pause temporarily. It will come right back, so stick with us. If you need to refresh, we'll be back with round